guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for taking some time to click on this video. I have my CVS haul for you for this week. I feel like it's kind of small, but I was in the store for quite some time, just trying to put different deals together. And I mean, some of them are pretty cheap, but it just, wasn't really anything that I really felt like I had to have. And I didn't really feel like paying for it. So I just kind of got some things that, I know we'll definitely use. And just kind of kept my transactions small today. I did use a few of the $5 OTC barcodes. So I had actually so far had not scanned any receipts this month into the pggoodeveryday.com account. I just kept meaning to, I had all the receipts piled up and then, I just hadn't scanned them in yet. And I still had some points carried over from last month. So I ended up with a good amount of points in my accounts. I have an account and so does my husband and my son. So, I scanned all the receipts into those. So I was able to redeem for 3 OTC payment barcodes today. So that really helped me out. So in this first transaction though, I made a little mistake. So we'll talk about that. So this is the spend 30 and get the $10 extra buck deal. So I got 1 Tide, 2 Old Spice body wash because they have an Ibotta rebate for 7 back when you buy 2. That does not exclude the use of coupons. That is on a 1-day timer now though. So you definitely make sure you have that clipped and it's still in your Ibotta list before you go and buy the body wash. And then I also picked up the Febreze because I have 2 separate rebates on Ibotta for that as well. $2 back when you buy 1 and $1.50 back when you buy 2. So my plan was to just buy the Febreze in one transaction. There's $7.98 when you buy 2, and then I was going to use the $5 OTC to bring it down to $2.98, and they get $3.50 back when I bought them. But my brain was not thinking that. I'm thinking of them as one item, but that's not how the OTC barcode works. It takes $5 off of one item. So oddly enough, it took off $4.23, and I think I know why. But I mean, it still wasn't bad. I lost 73 cents, but not the worst thing. Okay, so the first transaction was the 2 Febreze for 2 for $7.98. I took off $4.23 for that OTC payment barcode, making them $3.75. And then I submitted my receipt to Ibotta. It picked up on them right away, but as of the time I'm filming, that receipt is still pending. So I'll either show you the pending screenshot or the $3.50 if it's come through by then. So we'll just make those a quarter for the 2 of them. And then the Old Spice are $9.99 a piece. So 2 of them will cost you $19.98. I had the 4 off 2 digital on my CVS account, made them $15.98, and then submitted for $7 back on Ibotta. It picked up on that right away too, but also is still pending, which is odd. And then I put the Tide in the same transaction with the Old Spice at $5.49, and I had $1.50 digital, making it $3.99. So it was $33.45 for everything in the 2 transactions together. After the coupons and the 1 OTC barcode that took off $4.23, it was $23.72, and I got $20.50 back once those Ibotta rebates go through between those and the $10 extra buck. So $3.22 for all these products. And it would have been, what I should have done was use the OTC barcode in the transaction with the Old Spice. I should have put that by itself and then put the Febreze and the Tide together, and then it would have been 77 cents cheaper. But even so, it's still a really good deal. So here's the first receipt I did with the Febreze. So there they are, 2 for $7.98, and then you can see the OTC took off $4.23, and I think it's because after tax it was $8.46. So it took off half of it, which I mean I appreciate it. It could have just taken off $3.99, so $4.23 is better. And then I paid the other $4.23 with with a gift card or my PayPal debit card. And then in the second transaction, I picked up the 2 Old Spice and the Tide. So here are all those products. And then there is my $4 digital coupon for the Old Spice, the $1.50 for the Tide, and then mostly extra bucks, and I paid 93 cents out of pocket. And on that second transaction, then my $10 extra buck for that spend 30 deal did print. So with the Maybelline products, I was looking to see what products, the $4 CVS coupon that we got attached to, and then looking online, some of the products are 50% off online, and I don't believe they're 50% off in store. And it's still, so the deal with Maybelline this week is buy 2 and you get a $6 extra buck, and then we have the $4 off CVS CRT. So instead of just picking up 2 mono eyeshadows in store, which isn't a bad deal, I was able to get better products. So I have never tried the Dream Matte Mousse. So I got one of those at 50% off online for $6. And then I got a lipstick for $4.64, which was 50% off online. And the $4 CVS CRT attached to both of those items, either one. So their online prices, again, were $4.64 and $6, so $10.64. The $4 CRT came off, making it $6.64, and I did get my $6 extra buck back, so just 64 cents for the two of those products, which I was really pleased with. Yes, I don't have an extra buck to show you, but I should have just put the picture up on the screen, hopefully. So I went ahead and did this deal twice. I thought it was pretty good. So I went on the Colgate website last night, and it let me print 2 more of the $1 off Colgate toothpaste coupons. I was kind of surprised because I don't feel like it's been that long since I did that. And usually it will only let you print coupons like, I want to say maybe it's every 30 days, but it let me print 2 more. So I was really happy with that. And then the Neutrogena acne products, check your Fetch account because we have 2,000 points or $2 back on acne patches. And that went through right away on Fetch as well. So in the first transaction, because I did this on both of my accounts, the Colgate are $3.99 a piece. So 2 will cost you $7.98. I had the 2 off 1 digital and the $1 printable coupon, making it $4.98, and I got my $5 extra buck back. So this Colgate will be a little 2-cent moneymaker. And the Neutrogena is $10.49. We have a $3.50 digital that we got today. For some reason, I really felt like in the ad it said that was going to be $3.50 off of 2, but it was $3.50 off of 1. So it was $6.99, and I got the $5 extra buck back for spending 10, and 2,000 points back on Fetch. So that's a little 1-cent moneymaker. So this little transaction there would be free and a 3-cent moneymaker. And here is the 2 $5 extra bucks. And then here's the receipt for all of that. And you can see there's that $1 paper coupon for the Colgate, and then the $3.50 digital for the Neutrogena, and the $2 digital for the Colgate. And then I paid with mostly extra bucks and $1.59 with my PayPal debit card. And I did get my 2 $5 extra bucks back. So then I did it on my second account, except this time I threw in the A&D product. I've been donating these to the local food pantry, and I don't think they get a lot of, stuff like that, so I like to take it down there. So this was, again, on my second CVS account, but same Fetch account because that deals like a limit of 3 with the Neutrogena products. So everything's, again, was exactly the same, except I put in that A&D, which was $8.79. No coupons for that, makes it $8.79. But you do get a $4 extra buck back for buying it, and $4.50 back on Ibotta. So only 29 cents for that. But in this transaction, that the Colgate and the Neutrogena are a little 3-cent moneymaker. So it's $27.26 before coupons, $20.76 after coupons, and I got $20.50 back between extra bucks, Fetch, and Ibotta. So 26 cents for this transaction. And here is my receipt for that one. It's the Colgate and the A&D and the Neutrogena, and the $1 printable for the Colgate, the $3.50 for the Neutrogena. Hey, Stanley. Sorry, guys. And then there is the, let me back up a little bit here. There's the $2 off 1 digital for the Colgate, and then I use mostly, do you want to say hi real quick, Stanley? Are we good now? Okay. I'm trying to show them the receipt. And then there is the extra bucks I used. So I paid $2.02 out of pocket, and then I got back everything we talked about. Here's the extra bucks for everything, the 5, and the 4. Okay, so this Olay deal is definitely a little bit more complicated. I used both Ibotta accounts, mine and my husband's, both of our CVS accounts, and both of our Coupon 24 accounts. But I really thought it was worth it because it turns out to be a really good deal. And I want to put together some really nice Christmas stockings for people this year. So I'm trying to stock up on the really good stuff, even if it's a little more difficult to get. So this is how it worked out. Check your Coupon 24 account and see if you have a $10 off of a $40 purchase for Olay products. And then when you purchase one of these, it's spend $30 and get an $8 extra buck this week. And then, so you get the $8 extra buck, and you also get $7 back on Ibotta. Check your Ibotta accounts to see if you have the $7 rebate on the serums that does not exclude the use of coupons. My other goal was to have spent $50 out of pocket so that I could get back a $15 Visa card. And if you watched my Walgreens video last week, I've already applied for one of those, and that is 1 per household for the P&G Rebate. However, other family members will let me have a gift card sent to their house, probably mostly because I give them these products. So that was the goal this week. So that's why this one's a little bit more complicated. 2 Ibotta accounts, 2 Coupon 24 accounts, 2 CVS accounts, and then submit for the P&G Rebate. So this may be a little bit too much of a pain in the butt, but I'm definitely trying to get together some really good stuff for Christmas this year. All right, so the first one I got was this one here. It is $40.49. They both are. So $40.49 on the first account. I scanned my Coupon 24. I did this at a regular register because I was using $5 OTC payment barcodes to bring the cost down. So $40.49 minus that $10 coupon on coupons 24 made it $30.49. And then I had her scan the $5 OTC barcode I redeemed for on the pggoodeveryday.com account. So it makes it $25.49 at the register. So I got back my $8 extra buck and $7 on Ibotta. So I paid for all of this with I redeemed for like a $65 gift card from Ibotta just to make sure I had enough, in gift cards so that I'm paying for it out of pocket so that my receipts will show totals of $50 in order to get that $15 Visa back. So I also got 81 cents back on my CVS account because you'll get 2% back on any purchase you make on your CVS account. It usually doesn't amount to much, but when you're paying for something out of pocket or with a gift card, that really does add up. So in this first transaction, I got an additional 81 cents back. So I got $15.81 back on that first transaction total that I spent out $25.49 for. So here's the receipt for the first one. You can see it's $40.49. And then that's my 10 off of 40 from the Coupon 24 account, which made it $30.49. And OTC payment barcodes do not count against you when you're submitting for that $15 Visa back from P&G. I have emailed them. They have confirmed that for me, and I've never had any issues getting the $15 Visa back when I had OTC payments on here. But of course, everything you do is at your own risk, but I never had any issues with that. So even though I only paid the before tax, $25.49, $30.49 is what I can count for that P&G rebate. Okay, so on my second CVS account, I picked up the nighttime one because I thought it'd be nice to have a daytime and a nighttime one. So again, and on this account, I also had my $10 Care Pass, which is like a free $5. So it was $40.49 for that one as well. I used the 10 off of 40 from my husband's Coupon 24, made it $30.49. I used the $5 OTC payment barcode, which made it $25.49. So I also got an $8 extra buck back on this account, $7 back on the other Ibotta, and 61 cents back on this CVS account, and I'll show you why in a minute. So here is that receipt. Is this the one? Yes. Okay. So this one is also $40.49. There's that 10 off of 40 from the Coupon 24 app. This one had the Care Pass on it. So I used the Care Pass to pay, which is like a free $5. So there is the $40.49. So instead of, $20.49. So instead of it being $30.49 that I paid out of pocket like the first one, it was only $20.49. So that's why I got 61 cents back in 2% rewards from CVS. I hope that makes sense. And then there's that $5 OTC payment barcode. But $20.49 on this receipt will count towards that P&G rebate. So if you look at my two receipts together now, this one's showing $20.49 that I paid with that gift card, and this one's showing $30.49. That's over the $50 mark. I will get that $15 Visa back. Then I can factor back in $5 for my Care Pass on that second transaction. When I got my $65 CVS gift card with my Ibotta money, I also got $1.95 back on Ibotta because you get 3% back on whatever you spend on a CVS gift card. And then I'll get the $15 Visa. So yes, I know that's pretty complicated. So it's $80.98 for the two of them, $50.98 after coupons, and $53.57 I got back. So two $8 extra bucks, two $7 Ibotta rebates. What's that? $1.42 and 2% points back on my CVS accounts. Adding $5 back in because I used my Care Pass to pay, $1.95 for 3% back on Ibotta, and the $15 Visa. So it makes them a $2.39 moneymaker, and I think well worth the few hoops to jump through there. So even if you're not using your $5 Care Pass, so it would be like $2 and 61 cents for both of those. So yeah, I think that's definitely well worth the little bit of jumping through hoops there. So I know a lot of you out there are having issues using multiple payment methods at updated stores at the registers. My cashiers and I and the manager have worked through it. We've got it down to a science now. You can use multiple payment methods. You just have to know how to do it. So since each one of these had a $5 OTC barcode, in order to then use a gift card to pay the rest of it, it's actually not that difficult. So they need to, you can even have them flip the screen towards you if you want to, but it'll say, add card. It'll be right in the middle of their screen, add card. When they do that, it brings up a screen in the middle that looks kind of like a calculator, and they will put in the amount of whatever's left to be paid. And then they'll hit down at the bottom of that calculator looking icon in the middle of their screen. It'll say add manually or manually add. It's one or the other. And when they click that, it throws everything out to the screen in front of you, the little, screen where you would pay with your debit card. And that's when you can put in a gift card number. You would type it in yourself. So I just pulled up my gift card that was on my Ibotta app, typed that number in myself. And then it throws it back to them, and they put in the 3-digit code from your gift card. So again, you just, you can use your $5 OTC barcode to pay like they normally do. They'll scan that off your screen. And then for your second payment method, have them hit add card in the middle of the screen. When the calculator looking thing pops up, have them type in the amount that's going on the gift card. And then right below that, it'll say, manually enter or add manual. It'll say something like that. Once they hit that, it's going to throw it out to the little screen in front of you. You type in your gift card number. It sends it back to them. They type in the 3-digit code and everything comes off. So you can use more than one payment method on the new computers. Just have to know how to do it. So, and once they've done it a couple times, we got it down now. So for the final totals, it was $3.22 for the first transaction with the Old Spice and Febreze, 26 cents for the transaction with the Colgate and the A&D. So that's $3.48. There was a little 3-cent moneymaker for the other Colgate transaction, $2.39 moneymaker for the Olay, which made it $1.06. And then I almost forgot about the Maybelline, but I added it in at the end, 64 cents. So $1.70 for all of these products. I did have to use 3 OTC barcodes, but I thought it was well worth it to get products that we will definitely use. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching.